Hi everyone, welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. Today's session will give you an idea about Greek tragedy. Greek for tragedy is tragedia, which breaks down etymologically to tragos, god, and ode, song. So, the word tragedy means God's song. Scholars do not know why this term tragedy is connected to gods. Several explanations have been offered to explain this. The most common one being that in the dramatic festivals of ancient Greece, a goat was offered as a prize. Another one, a goat was sacrificed on the occasion of a tragic performance. Greek tragedy was a popular and influential form of drama performed in theatres across ancient Greece from the late 6th century BC. Greek tragedy led to Greek comedy, and together these genres laid the foundation of all modern theatres. What about the origin of Greek tragedy? The origin of Greek tragedy has been the subject of endless discussion. Some scholars believe that it is evolved from the lyrical performance of epic poetry. Some others argue that tragedy emerged from the rituals performed by the village worshippers in honor of god Dionysius. Early Greek tragedies had only one actor who would perform in costume and wear a mask. Later, the actor would often speak to the leader of the chorus, a group of 15 actors who sang and danced but didn't speak. The man who was responsible for this invasion was probably Thespis. Ancient sources claim that masks were his own invention. The important step of introducing a second actor is said to have been taken by Aeschylus, who, according to Aristotle, reduced the choral element and gave dialogue the leading role. Aeschylus is often regarded as the true father of tragedy. The introduction of the third actor was ascribed to Sophocles by most authorities. The three actors, that is, the protagonist, detragonist, and tetragonist, shared the parts in any play between them. In addition, there were mute extras generally functioning as attendants. The great majority of tragedies dramatized events from the Greek myths. These stories were believed to be historically true in essence. They also provided paradigms of human fortunes against which men could measure their own experience. The mythical material was usually taken from existing poetry, so the outline of the story was known to the audience in advance. This knowledge was exploited for the purpose of dramatic irony. The tragedians had great freedom in shaping the plot, and very different plays could be based on the same myth. The style of tragedy was supple, lively, and up to a point colloquial, but always retained a certain dignity, devoided jokes and indecencies, and enriched by poetic words and expressions unknown in ordinary usage. Acts of violence were not permitted on the stage, but violence and death were central to most of the myths portrayed. So the tragedians dealt with this by means of messengers who come to report what has happened inside the palace or elsewhere. The scene of most tragedies were set in the open air in front of a palace or other building. Change of scene was marked by the departure and re-entry of the chorus. Structure of Greek tragedy. The basic parts of a Greek tragedy are prologue, parode, first episode, first stasimon, and exodus. Prologue. Prologue is spoken by one or two characters before the chorus appears. It gives the mythological background necessary for understanding the events of the play. Parode is the song sung by the chorus. Typically, the parode and other choral odes involve the following parts. Strophe. Strophe is a stanza in which the chorus moves in one direction toward the altar. Antistrophe. The following stanza in which the chorus moves in the opposite direction. Epode. Epode is chanted by the chorus standing still. There are several episodes in which one or two actors interact with the chorus. Stasimon. Stasimon is one of the regular odes between two episodes. At the end of each episode, the other characters usually leave the stage and chorus sings and dances a stasimon or choral ode. Exodus. At the end of the play, the chorus exits singing a processional song which usually offers wisdom related to the actions and outcome of the play. That is Exodus. That's about the structure of a Greek tragedy. Now let's take a look at the writers of tragedy. Aeschylus. Born in about 525 BC, Aeschylus was a soldier and a poet. He fought against the Persians at the Battle of Marathon and probably also at that of Salamis. He is said to have produced tragedies as early as 499 and won his first victory at the Great Dionysia in 484. Aeschylus is said to have been responsible for reducing the role of the chorus and for introducing the second actor. He is said to have written 90 plays, out of which only 7 survive. Persians, which depicts the despair of Persian court on hearing of the Greek victory at Salamis, is the earliest tragedy that survived under his name. It is also the only surviving Greek tragedy on a historical subject. Seven Against Thebes was another tragedy by Aeschylus. It is the third play of a tetralogy about Oedipus and his family. The other plays in the tetralogy are Laius, Oedipus, and the satyr play Sphinx. Oresteia is the only connected trilogy that survives. Agamemnon, Chiaphre, and Eumenides together form the Oresteia. Sophocles. Sophocles came from Colonus near Athens. He produced his first set of plays in 468 and won first prize in the dramatic competition. He is said to have given up acting in his own plays because of a weak voice. He had a long and successful career as a dramatist. Sophocles is said to have produced 132 plays. He probably won 18 victories at the Great Dionysia and others at Lenaeum. He is said to have been responsible for introducing the third actor. It is believed that Sophocles increased the size of the tragic chorus from 12 to 15. His 7 surviving plays are Antigone, Ajax, Trachine, Oedipus Tyrannus, Philoctetus, and Oedipus at Colonus. Another major tragedian was Euripides. Euripides came from Phyla in Attica. He produced his first plays in 455 but did not win a victory in the dramatic competition until 441. He is said to have produced 92 plays but won first prize only 4 times in his life. He did not usually write connected tetralogies. 19 plays survive under his name. The play Rhasis is the only extant example of 4th century tragedy. Another play, Cyclopus, is not a tragedy but a satire play. His most famous tragedies include Medea, the Bacchae, Hippolytus, and Alcestis. That's about Greek tragedy. Please do complete the work. Thank you so much for paying attention.